Whether you are suggesting friends, posts, or content to your users, a powerful recommendation engine is key to keeping them engaged. But how do we build one? Let's break it down. Recommendation system can be built using different techniques. Let's explore each one briefly. We have collaborative filtering. This is based on the principle that users who interacted with similar items in the past will interact with similar items in the future. And we also have content-based filtering. Recommends posts based on their similarity to the content a user has interacted with, which might include posts related to the pages the user follows or topics of interest. And we also have social filtering. In addition to collaborative and content-based filtering, you can include social filtering, which suggests posts based on what friends or followed users have liked or interacted with. Overall, we can now have a hybrid filtering, which combines collaborative filtering and content-based filtering to improve recommendation quality. Salut coders, this is Bisk here. Welcome back to another tutorial. Warm greetings to those who are joining us for the first time. If you are new to this channel, may you kindly subscribe, click the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever you upload new videos. In this tutorial, this is a complete tutorial different from all tutorials. So let's go to this page. So we can have user to user collaborative filtering based on follows, likes, or comments. Recommend posts liked by similar users who liked or commented on the same posts. And we have item to item collaborative filtering. Recommend posts similar to the ones the user has liked or commented on based on shared likers or commenters. So with this example, you can see in this collaborative filtering, we have this user, this one that you are seeing here, and this user likes this post, which is awesome tutorial, and we also have this user, which starts with 64, likes the same awesome tutorial. Both users like the same post. So if I want to recommend this user to other posts, I can recommend them the updated from API because we have this user who also likes the same post that I liked. So it's good to recommend this post to this user 1F because they share some similarities of liking the same post. So this user has a probability to like this post. So to the users, I will show this post which is updated from API. So here we are recommend posts that are similar users have liked or commented on. Here is just the liking. If this user, both users commented to a same post, which is this one, maybe we have a comment, we can also recommend to other users. We can also recommend to the post with this user. So let's go to the content-based filtering. So with content-based filtering, from the description, you can see recommend posts related to the pages that the user follows or has expressed interest in. You can see this user follows this page. So I can recommend the post from this page that I follow. That's the content that I have. So I will recommend this one. So if I follow 20 pages, I will recommend post from this page, and I can order by created date so that I can show new posts from these pages. So this is the other way of content-based filtering. So we have social filtering. Let's go to the description. So here, recommend posts that friends or users followed by the target user have liked or commented on. So you can see here I'm the user, this user 83. I follow this user. So I will recommend posts and this one, because I follow this user, it means this user likes other posts. This one awesome tutorial and updated from API. I can recommend this post to this user 83831 because I have someone that I follow who likes this post. And after all this recommendation, we can now create a hybrid. In Neo4j, to create a hybrid, it's very simple. We can use the union, where we can combine different cipher queries and come up with a hybrid. So we are going to have these queries, the first one for collaborative filtering, the other one for content-based filtering, the other one for social filtering, and we can have a hybrid filtering where we are combining this, and we can now recommend posts based on these three filtering, and our application will be good on recommends content to users. Let's start with collaborative filtering, and here I have this user which is 1F. So let me go to this user, which is this one, which is 1F, right? So from this user, let's write a query that we are going to use to have the same graph like this one, and we can save our query somewhere. So what I can do now, I can come back here, this user. Let me copy the ID of the user, and I'll just say match, and I'll just say target user, this one, and the ID is going to be this one. And after doing this, I just want to return this user, this target user. So we want to see what's, then I will run this query like this. Yeah, this is the user. So based on this one, we can see this user likes post. So let's do this. Here we just say likes post, and let's see the post this user likes. Okay, and we can run this query. Okay, this user likes this post, and we want to look again other users who also likes the same post. So what I can do now, I can do this, and here we just say likes. Let's see the other users, like similar users. I can say similar users who also likes the same post, and I will do this. Then we say similar users, and I can run. Okay, now it's interesting. We have this user, this user which likes the same post. Let's go to our documentation, and you can see this is the same user that we are getting here. All these two users like the same post, but this user also likes other posts. So this is the recommended post. So what we can do is to come back to our query, and we can further derive it. And this similar user likes, and here I'll just say other post, and I'll say recommended posts. And this is a type of what? Of post. And I want to return this one. And let's see the recommended posts. You can see we are now, these are the posts that sometimes this user can also like the same post also, but we need to add another condition where this user did not like the recommended post. So you can come back here, and we just say where, and remember in in Neo4j cipher queries, you can say this target user will not like this post. So it means we want to recommend things that this user didn't like or comment, and we can recommend that. So here this user did not like this recommended post, so the query will remain the same. So this is the first collaborative filtering that we achieved, and you can see this user did not like this same post, so we can recommend this post, and then we can take this query and we can put it in our. So let's go to our cipher query. Here below, here we just say recommendation, and the first one, it's collaborative filtering. So this is the first query of our collaborative filtering. We are okay. So okay, we will update this later. It's okay, but we know that our query it's working fine. So what we need to achieve now, let's go to the content-based filtering. This user follows a certain page, you can see, and this is the user 9A. So let me go to this, and I want you to understand this thing. So this user, I want this user. So this is our target user that you want to recommend. So I will just say target user, and ID is this one, and we can return. I can copy this and I can return this target user. But what I want to do here, I want to make it clean. So let me cancel this one. So this user follows pages, right? Let me try to look at this user. You can see on our diagram, this user follows this page or have interest to this page. What you can do is to come back here. This is a content-based filtering because I follow this page, so I want to recommend posts from that page. So I can do this. I can follow this page, or I have interest to that page. So here I can say this page of type page, and I can return all the pages that I follow. If I follow 20 pages, it will return all this relationship. So far this user only follows one page. So I need to recommend posts from this page. So it means this page owns. So if you maximize here, if I do this page owns these two posts. So what I can do here, so let me do this. So I can just say owns post. So I can return this post, and I can do this. So you can see this user followed this page. So if I follow 20 pages, it's good to recommend posts from the pages that I follow. So this is the content-based filtering. I'm getting the post from the pages that I follow. So I can add a condition also, whereby I can say if I like this post and like this one, next time I will just get new posts. It's better to get the new post that I didn't like from that page. So I can do this. Why not this target user? Do this likes and the post. If I do not like this, so I will filter. If I like this post, next time I will be recommended this post. So that is what is going to happen. So far I didn't like this one, so I'm okay. So what I can do, let's take this query. This one, it's a content based filtering, and we can edit here. And I can put this query below here. So let's go to the social filtering. So let's go to our PDF again. In our PDF for social filtering, this is the user. It follows this user who likes other users. So what I can do, I will find the users that I follow and recommend the posts of the users that I follow. So let me come back here. So I will just take this one, A38. If I go to users, and I have this user A38, this one, yeah, and I'll get this ID. So I'll just say match target user. So this is the user who is logged in. So we want to recommend the post for this user. So this is the user ID, and I will return target user. So this is the user, and this user follows other users. So I just do this. I'll just say follows so I'll just say friends. User, and I will see the relationship, what's going to happen here. So this user follows these two friends, but I want now to get the posts that are liked by these friends. So these users is, you can see, likes posts, right? And I'll just say this post. So this, and I'll copy it. So these are the posts that I want to recommend, and I can do this. We can have, you can see this user now, because the other user that I showed you, they follow the same user, but they do not like any post. So that's why I'm now having one user who like the same post. So these are the posts that I want to recommend to this user. So this is social filtering, because my friends likes other posts, so I might be interested to those posts which were liked by my friends. So remember this one, remember to put a away note like what we did on the previous one. We can copy this one, target user, and if I like that post, next time it won't be part of the recommendation. So here it's supposed to be post. So if I like this post, it means it won't be recommended to me, because I'm filtering this one, recommend things that I did not like from my friends. So that's okay. So this is the content filtering. This is the social filtering. So let's copy our query and put it here. I'll just say social. So this is the social filtering query. So since we are done with those three, collaborative, content-based, and social filtering, for our Java application, we need to retain something that is meaningful, something like posts. Here I was saying post. Let me update this to post, not to posts. So here we can, in our Java, we can say post.id as post ID. So this is the thing that you want to retain. We need to retain this post that you want to recommend. So if I do this, you can see we have these two IDs, this one and this one. So we need to modify, because if you go to the posts in our API, we have the posts which are created by a user and we have a post which is created by a page. So we have two types of posts. So a user can own a post and a page owns a post. So what we need to do, we need to differentiate, is this post for a user, or the post is for a page. So what we can do right now, we can say match something like this, and we can say post, and we can do this owns, because it can own by a what? It can be owned by a user or by a page. So here I can just say owner. So we can have a post and we can have an owner, and this owner is either a page or a user. So I don't need to specify the node for this. So it's either a what? A user or an owner. So what I can do now here, if I want to know who the owner of this, I can just say case like this, and in my case I say when owner is of type page, then it will return like it's a page. I can do this. And when owner is of type user, then we can return a user. So the owner of the post is either a page or a user, or else what I can do else, I can put now, but for our case we know that it won't get there, and I'll just say end is, I will say belong to, this post belong to, this post can belong to a page or to a user, and I can run this. Here I made a mistake. It's supposed to be a user here, and I can do this. You can see we have the posts. This post belongs to a page, and we have the post which belongs to a user. So some of the information that you can put, I can say post here. I will just say post dot. If I go to the post, what do we have in our post? We can have description, is description, and we can have this, yes. So this one is, this post is belongs to a user. Let me expand this. You can see this user is the one that owns this post, and this one belongs to a page. If you see this post, it's coming from the page. We have this page, and so our query, it's working fine here. So we can have the owner dot name is name, because our description, like our page and the owner of the page, I can say it's either a page name. Here it's going to be a page name. This is a username, like the name of the owner of this post which is updated API. So this one, it's okay, it's cool. So what else do we need here? We need to know like the number of likes of this post. So we can do the optional match in case we have for this post, and we can look for the likes. User like and of type user, and here we can know, here it's optional, it's optional match, and we can have this, and we can have the count. What I can do from this, I can do this with, let me put this in a variable where I can say we have the post, we have the owner, and we have so far we have these three, and I can say count user like is likes, and here I can return the number of what? The number of likes. So what I can do, let me just do this, and I can do this. Here I can say likes. Let's try to see the number of likes that we are going to have. So this post, it has 2 likes, and this one, it has 1 like. So what we did here is just the same. We need to know the number of followers of each user or a page. So what I can do, I can just do the same. So we want to see for an owner like this, we want to see the followers. We want to see here I will just say user follower, and you want to see the number of users who are following this, right? And here we just say we will pass this one, which is the likes from the previous, and here we need to put the followers here as followers, and I'll copy this and I'll return this. After doing this, let's see the number of followers. So this here I made a mistake. It's not followers, it's follows, like this. So you can see here I have 1 follower, and this page it has 1 follower, and this user has 2 followers. So this is the information that we want to show on each page. So what I can do now, on each post we can put a description of a post, we can put the name, we can say this is a page and or it's a user, and we can say this page has 1 followers, or this user has 2 followers, and the post has 2 likes. And so what else? We are left with the comments. So the post can have also comments, optional. We want to know the number of comments. And I can do this. So we can say belongs to, because we have the post, we have the comments, and I can say comment. So it's optional here, and I can just copy what we did from here. I'll copy this, and I know I need also to copy the followers, this one, and I need to say count comments. If we want to see how many comments do we have for each post, as comments. and here we can return the number of comments for each post. So we have this post which has 0 comments, and we have this post which has 3 comments. We have a post with 3 comments and a post with 0 comments. So I think you are noticing something here. If I say optional here, if I remove optional like this, it will show 1 record, because we are validating the comments, of which comments are not necessary. So what we need to do, we just need to put optional, so that even we don't have comments, we can still show the posts. So this is the request, this is the response that we want to map to our mapper. So what else can we put again? I think we need also to put something like a thumbnails. So for a user, let's say if a user, I will do this, I will put a comma, and I can do this. If this is let's say a user, a page can have a thumbnail with a different property. Like I can just say owner. If it's a page, I can say owner dot a thumbnail, which is the thumbnail of this one, of the page, maybe different properties, and I can say owner dot logo. If it's a user, maybe we are using logo, and here we just say image URL, means this is the image URL of our user. So if I try to run this, so far we don't have any URL for both page and for both, we don't have URL for both page and a user. So we are putting a now. So we will put a default logo. So this is the result that we want. And remember, we can also do things like skip 0 and say limit 10, like this. If I say skip 1, it will skip the first document. We left with 1. So far I only have 2 items, so we start from what? From 0. To also sort by order, let's say I can say order by post dot created at descending, and we will order by descending. I think it's also good to put the date when the post was created. Let's say here I'll just say post dot created as created at, and we can return this. We need the date also, sorry for missing that. And we can order by the date when this post was created in descending order. So this is the final query that we want, and this was for social. So what we can do now, this is the result that we need for our JSON. This is the result that we need for our map to map to our Java object. So what we can do, I will just, for everything that we did here, that's why I put this. We can copy this thing which is below here. It's going to work as this, going to work the same. And I will just duplicate, this was social filtering. I will just duplicate this, and I can remove this type of return, and I can do this. Let's do the same for the collaborative. And I can remove this one where I was saying posts, recommended posts here. I'll just do this. This is the post that we are, for this one, I'll just say, let me just remove this, and here I'll just say post, and here I'll just say post. Let's see the result that we are going to have from this query. For collaborative, it's supposed to work fine. And we can come back here, and I can paste the query here, and I can Yeah, we got one result for this post, and you can see these details must match the properties so that for our hybrid it's going to be easy. So we can come back here and let's look for this one that we created above here. Yeah, this one for content-based filtering. Let's test this content-based filtering again, and I will copy it again, and I will come back here and let's test the result for this, and I can do this. So this one, it returns 2, but we can see we have followers, likes, comments, post ID, and everything is just the same, and the created date. So these properties must be matched if you want to create our hybrid. So how this hybrid works now, so we need to, for hybrid now, we just come here and we say hybrid filtering. So this is the magic of our recommendation system. So we can come and let's first take this query for collaborative filtering, this one that we created. Let's come and put it here, right? So after putting it here, you say union. We are now combining the collaborative filtering with our content-based filtering. Let's copy also this query that we created, and I can copy this one and I can put also here. After doing this, I can also do the same union again, and we can combine, take the last one with this social filtering. This one for social filtering, this will create a robust filtering recommendation system. So I can now take this one and I can paste this. So we combined collaborative filtering, content-based filtering, and social filtering. So let me copy this query from the start of the hybrid, and we can copy this. And if we take this query and if we come here and we can paste this query and we can run it, you can see this is the result that we are getting from this. So by doing this, we are now okay. We can now get all the details by combining everything. So if we do this now, we need to have a one user ID. So if I copy this user ID, I need to update. It means we need to pass this user ID only, and we can see the recommendation that we provide for this user. And I can do this like this, and I can copy again the query, and it will recommend based on the results of the one user. So if I do this and do this, so far you only have one item for that user because some of the filtering techniques were not made for that user. So if they are made, you will see we are going to have many records. So this is the collaborative filtering, content-based filtering, and social filtering that forms a hybrid filtering, and we can now have a recommendation system that can recommend based on those techniques and provide good results for the users. So what we need to do now is to take this query and put it in our code. So this one is it's for post. So let's go to the post repository, and I can create, I will come here and I can say string user personalized recommendation, and I can do this. And in Java we can now support these three codes, and I can paste this. Yeah, this is our query, and from our query we need to replace this with a user ID. So this one that we copied, let me do Control F, Control R, replace with $user ID. And for the page, what I can do for skip, I will just do this Command F, Command R. I will just say skip page $page, and I can do this. We are starting from this page, and I can copy this Command F, Command R, and I can say $size, and we need to replace this. So by doing this, I think we are now fine. So what we need is to write this query. So if I come here, let's go to the implementation where this thing was being called. Yeah, here I think we need a Neo4j client. Neo4j client. So we already did similar thing before, and I need to create a DTO for this. So let me go to the DTOs that I have. So here we have the page posts, this one. So I want to copy, and I can say personalized post. From the personalized post, let's see, we have likes, we have comments, we have followers, we have the description, and we have the post like edited. So far I didn't edit. We can edit later. We have the page. Here I can say post ID. I can say image URL. So it's either a logo from the page, or so what we can do, I can come here and I have this name belong to and image URL. Name belong to. I can say name and belong to. So I think with this we are okay. So here we have the page. So what I can do, I can say owner ID. I think I missed this one. The owner ID, like if the page was the page ID. So what I can do, I can come back to my query, this one where I was saying belong to. Let's start with the first query where I put the case here. Image URL, I put a comma. Here I just say owner dot ID is owner ID, like this, and this is the owner ID that I want here. Yeah. So for this thing to work fine, I put it below image URL. So let me go back here and I will paste this below here in my union, because these properties must match. If you put 5 properties, you must match 5 properties even with the naming convention. So if it's like this here, I'm now okay, and it's now certain that I'll get the owner ID. So let's see how this example was done. So I need to do the same like what we did on the previous tutorial. Just come here and go to and create a method that we are going to override, and it's a personalized here. It's a personalized post, and a user is supposed to log in. So for the page here, we need the user ID. So it's coming from the security service .get user ID, and we are bind it to the user ID. And here, if you come to our repository, the name of our query is this one. Let's copy our query name and let's put it here, and we can import this, and we are going to return a list of this type. And we remember the page that we put here. This is the page. We are on page 0 and the size of maybe 10. So we can just say get paste recommendation, and remember to add it override. And I will copy this as it is. Just copy and go to the interface, and I'll paste this like this, and we can go to the implementation. We are okay. And from our implementation, we need to create an API that we call. If a user is logged in, we need to call that API, and that API is going to be a get mapping. So it's a get mapping, and remember it's a post, and we can say personalized recommendation, and we just say public. I can do this from the post service. And here we need to add a query parameter, add request param, and integer page comma size, and here you can pass what is required here, page and size, page comma size. And it will return this list. So this endpoint can only be accessed by someone who is logged into our application. So this is a personalized. So if you go on dashboard, if you are logged in, you can see we can give you items that are personalized for you. So what you can do, let me try to run this, and we can see the result and see if we are able to get something. So now I want to reload this page, and we can go to the personalized recommendation, and I can try out. Let's start from page 0, and the size is of 10. And what I can do, let me get a bearer token, because we need to be secured, and I can authorize this, and I can close, and I can execute this query. Let's execute. You can see this is my recommendation. So because I have interest to the one of the pages, which is Neo4j, so that's why I'm getting this information from this page, which is Neo4j. So I think this thing is working fine, and it's working as expected, and I'm getting the results as I showed you. So this is how you can build a recommendation for your application. And we have used the hybrid approach of using collaborative filtering, content-based filtering, and also social filtering. That's why you are seeing this information. So after running this, we can see we have this recommendation, this one, awesome tutorial, and awesome tutorial. And we have a bug here that we need to fix. And this bug, I think it's because of we have interest and we have a... Okay, let's see what is different here. We have 4 likes here and we have 2 likes here. I think the difference here is because we have interest and we have follows. Remember, we introduced sentiment analysis on previously on our tutorial where we're doing AI. So you can see, please use this one. That's where we are having a problem. So what I want to do from our query, if I go to this repository, I want to copy this union. Let me copy this union, which is a follows and union. So I want to remove this interest because we are going to have duplicates here. So I want to remove this. And if the user has an interest to that page or he follows that page, I need to do this. It's going to be the same. And here my union is no longer, it's going to be interest. So let me delete this and let me try to run again, and you can see we are supposed to have 2 records by removing the duplications. So the union will allow us to remove the duplications. So here the records were 3. Let me try to execute again. So you can see now the records, we have 2 records now. The duplicate of interest and follows was giving us 4 followers here, and the other one has 2 followers. So this is how we can fix it. And we are now managed to use the interest, like analyzing the user comments, either positive or negative, so that we can recommend those content to users. And we can also, if we don't follow that page, we can recommend by those interests. Or if you follow those page, we can do the content-based filtering. So this is how we can achieve this, and we can recommend these 2 posts to this user. You don't need to train anything. This thing is going to work fine as long as there is more posts, more content from users that you follow. Everything, we have a lot of data. It will be working fine. For this one, we don't have a lot of data, but we managed to achieve this with just a few records in our database. So this is how we can achieve. So we can continue to improve our recommendation, but for this video we have managed to build a recommendation system using collaborative filtering, content-based filtering, hybrid filtering. All of these we are taking into account on how to create this hybrid recommendation system to recommend posts to users. So if you are new to this channel, may you kindly subscribe, click the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever we upload new video. Salut coders!